years ago, I was having a conversation with a young lady who was working the front desk in my building. And she said, Mr. Baldwin, do you know anyone who is hiring because I'm looking for a new job? And I wondered why she didn't want to work where she was at. She was like, well, this job doesn't pay enough. I want to get a better job. And I finally asked her, well, how much money do you need to make? And she said, a living wage. That's how much she believed she needed to make. And she was probably 20, 21 years old. So I understand her mindset and why she thinks this. And what I'm going to do here on the basis of that little anecdote here is compare the living wage to the minimum wage, or what many of you call a living wage. I'll let you know up front, there is no such thing as a living wage, i.e. it is not something that you are owed. Just because your lifestyle costs a certain amount does not mean your job or the marketplace is required to give it to you. And I'm going to explain to you very logically exactly why this whole concept of living wage is a complete farce and a complete myth. Number one, you get paid what you're worth. And your worth is what you either accept, what you negotiate, or what you demand. So if I run a business, I run a coffee shop, and you work for me and I'm paying you $10 an hour, you've accepted $10 an hour. If you decide that your lifestyle requires $20 an hour, you can come to me and ask for 20, and I say, no, I can only pay you 10. You got a couple choices. You can either keep taking the 10 and not being able to pay for your lifestyle, or you can quit and go find a job that is willing to pay you 20, and we'll get to that in a minute. But what's not going to happen is me paying you $20 an hour when you're only worth 10, because I'm only making $15 an hour from your effort. Therefore, my $5 profit gets taken if I start paying you $20. If you're making me $15 an hour, I'm paying you 10, I'm making $5 off every hour you work. If I start paying you 20, now I'm losing $5 every hour, which means I'm losing money. And that will lead to point number two. I'll be financially stupid. That'd be financial ruin for me to pay a staff member more than you are actually worth, just because your living wage or the minimum wage says that you should be earning more money. What I'll do before I pay you more than you're worth is I will fire you and find someone who is worth that amount and pay them that amount. Or I'll hire some AI or some automation to do the job of all humans and fire all of you. So none of you is going to have a job, and your actual minimum wage is zero, not $20 an hour or any other number. I am not overpaying people for what they are not worth. Leads to point number three. The open market tells you what you are worth. You do not decide in your bedroom what you're worth. You don't decide on Instagram what you are worth. You decide in the open market, and the open market tells you, you do not tell it. Well, actually you can tell it, but the open market has to agree with you. The open market says you can have a job for $20 an hour. Guess what? You're worth $20 an hour if you accept it. If you say, no, I'm worth $50 an hour, and you go accept a job for $30 an hour, are you worth 50? No, you're worth 30, because that's what you accepted. If you say I want a job for $50 an hour and someone gives it to you, then you are indeed worth $50. You are worth what the open market will bear. If the market will not bear the cost that you are demanding, then you are not actually worth that number. Understand the first three laws of economics. Number one is supply and demand. Number two is diminished marginal cost. Number three is trade-offs, also known as opportunity cost. There is no such thing as a free lunch. Whatever the market is willing to supply you, that is what whatever you are willing to demand, you got to find a market that is willing to supply it. That means move around, increase your skills. But if you can't get it, you ain't worth it. Work on your game.